It's
We'll wait for another minute or two, and if nobody joins in, we'll start. But the topic that I'm talking about today that I need to discuss and make everybody aware about is team roles or individual roles.
Mhm.
Okay, let me start this by asking Sahil, which team do you belong to?
Training team.
Good. Georgi?
Editor team.
Okay. Production team? Arun?
Training team.
Okay. Guys, which team do you feel that I belong to?
Hmm.
Anybody?
Supervisors and trainers. This one of the
Okay.
team is for you. Yeah.
Okay.
You're the head of training or the L&D person.
Okay. Okay. How many of you have seen this movie called Chak De? This is an Indian movie. There's a Bollywood movie called Chak De. How many of you have seen this movie?
I don't know.
Only Chakde or Chakde India?
The India.
Chak De.
We are
There's no
in
movie called
LSP
Chak
team.
De India. It's Chak De.
It's only
We
Chakde.
are. I am in LSP team.
I've seen this. Like,
Okay. I'll give an explanation for to all of those who haven't seen this movie. It's about field hockey, and there's a gentleman who has been appointed as the coach of the Indian field hockey women's national team. And there's a World Cup that is going to happen on in Women's Hockey World Cup, and he's supposed to train the team. So the first scene that when the team gathers is that he takes every individual and he asks them,
Yeah.
Introduce
Like the
yourself."
India. Yeah.
So one of the first girl says, "My name is Harpreet Chotala. I am from Punjab." Then the second girl, he asks the question, "Where? What is your?" So she says, "I'm from the railways team, and my name is so and so." The third team, "I'm from Maharashtra. My name is so and so." These are all states in India. Like there's Cebu,
Yep.
like there is Adano, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, there is Manila. There are different states. Every country has different states. So this coach Kabir Khan, he was putting everybody at the in the bench when they were saying, "I belong to this team. I belong to this team. I belong to this team." So then he calls everyone and he says, "What I want to know is which team do you belong to?" Again, they said the same thing. He says, "No, what I want to hear is my name is Harpreet Chaurala and I'm from Team India." So Sahil, you are from Team Photo Guru.
Team photo guru. Yeah.
Georgi, you're from Team
Yes.
Photo Guru.
Yes.
Praneet, you're from Team Photo Guru. Deep,
All
you're
of
from
us.
Team Photo Guru. Arun, you're
We
from
all
Team
are
Photo
from
Guru.
photo. Yeah.
Yes.
So if anyone says that I am from the training team, please stand at the side. Someone says I'm from editor's team, please stand aside. If Abid Sayal says I'm supervisor team, please stand aside.
right.
What we are is one team. We may be working in different functions, but we are one team. However, every team has certain characters. Every team can only function when everybody knows their own roles and they are contributing to that role. So, Georgi, till yesterday, you were a trainer. You were training people in the Georgian team,
Yes.
but today you are supervisor. You are the lead for that particular team. That does not change your role as a trainer. Likewise, Arun, you were an editor till yesterday. Today, you're a trainer. That doesn't change your role. That doesn't change your knowledge. Only what you are contributing has changed. So today, Arun has become
Yes.
a contributor of what he was doing previously. So today, Arun is training people of what knowledge he has. Georgi used to be a trainer. You had that knowledge of how to handle people. So you have become a supervisor. Likewise, even me, though I may be functionally the global head for training and people development, but that doesn't change that what my primary responsibility is. And my primary responsibility is the same as each and every one of y'all. I'm a contributor. Think about it. If there is a car that is going, is traveling, or a bus, and I take out one wheel, do you think that transport, that car will be able to function?
No.
Grey Rose?
No.
No.
What will happen, Praneeth?
It will be unstable.
But will the car be able to
No, no,
function?
no.
Yes.
Oh, mm,
You may, like this,
yeah,
you'll
yeah,
be
it will
driving
be
like
like
this for some
lopsided.
time. You may it may catch fire, it may combust, it may catch fire, it may, people may die. But for some time, it will be functioning, but then it'll go bust. It'll go kaput.
Yep.
Similarly, if I take out a big tire, a small tire, the right size tire, and I put a big tire, what will happen? The car will still function, but there will be a disbalance, or it will be out of
Yes.
balance.
Yes.
Similarly, if there is less of air in one tire, what will happen? This is what will happen all the time. The car will jumping up and down. It will still function, but it'll be making your life uncomfortable. And after some time, it will burst. The whole rubber will burn out, and the car will be on fire. Similarly, all of us are tires. All of us are tires in the car called Photoguru. We all have to be efficient and proper in our functioning. We should all know our roles. We should all know what is required of us. Because let me put it this way, if you do not know what your role is, if you do not know what is expected from you, what Ella calls KRAs or KPIs, if you do not know what your role is, you will not be able to function properly.
Yes.
So there was a gentleman called, there is a gentleman, sorry, he's still alive, Dr. Meredith Belbin. And in the corporate world, it is very easy for us to be disbalanced. One bad day, let me give you an example of our work. One day we have 30 jobs, everyone will start panicking. But we will get to the target. We will fulfill it. Some way or the other, we will completely fulfill it because that is what is expected us to do. Those are called SLs, our service levels. We will meet up our service levels. Siddesh will ensure that everyone contributes to get that level up. We meet the target. So instead of 30, then think one day we have 40 jobs coming in. It will be difficult. Siddesh will push everybody. I will push everybody. We will contribute. Everyone will contribute. And we'll reach up to the levels. but we have to do a lot of planning for things. So tomorrow, if we have to go from 20 jobs a day to 40 jobs a day, we have to do a lot of planning so that the ride is smooth. The person who's driving the car does not feel problematic. Sorry, guys. So in order for that smooth sailing, everyone should know their roles, should know what their job description is all about. They should know each other's roles. Some time back, I had told you that one of the blogs that I used to write around 10, 12 years back was the 3 KRAs. What does KRA stand for, anybody?
Key result areas.
Exactly, good. Key result areas. So result areas or KPIs, key performance indexes, is what the company expects from us, each and every one of us. So if I know my role, but I do not know what Georgi's role is, there may be a little bit of disbalance because I do not know what he does. So it's very important that we all know each other's roles. We understand what the company requires us to do and to perform in order for a smooth transition, in order we have a smooth sailing going on. We should know hierarchy, we should know who is invested in what, and we should directly reach out to the person concerned. Cutting corners, cutting, I know Siddesh directly, so I'll talk to Siddesh directly. That doesn't solve the purpose. There is always a matter of hierarchy. There is always a matter of chain. Think about it. If I want to climb up a building and I just have a, what do you call it? A ladder. Do you think I can reach the top of the building just climbing the first ladder and avoiding the subsequent ladders on top? Can I? Deep, can I?
No.
Unless and until I'm Spider-Man or I'm Superman, I'll not be able to climb up.
Yep.
Yes.
But this is what we do. We unconsciously or not knowingly or sometimes willingly do. So it's very important that we know our roles, we understand our roles, and that is what my topic for today is. And like I said, the person who understood this concept, who brought it to light, was Dr. Meredith Belbin. And give me a second. You can share. Dr. Raymond Meredith Belbin, but he's called Meredith Belbin, was a theorist, a psychologist who identified 9 team roles. There are different characteristics of a person in a team. And he presented it to the world of this particular, if a person understands what his or her role is as a contributor, basis of that particular 9 different roles, it would, and they understand and cohesively interact with each other, they would be able to be that team cannot taste failure. That team will always be a success. And this particular 9 roles, what Dr. Meredith Belbin explained, is not necessarily having 9 different peoples. It could be that one particular person has 6, 7, 8 different types of traits or roles in him or her. It could be that one person may have 3 different type of roles. That depending upon the situation, that depending upon the requirement, the job requirement. That was the role that was required. This is a quote. Can somebody read it? Anybody?
I think we have always been striving to find a way of helping people to work together. When people work in effective combinations, they achieve so much more than they're working alone. But to be that we need to a language, and it need to be a language which is shared to enables people to communicate with one another.
Can anybody
When-
understand? Can anybody explain to me what is this language that Dr. Belbin is talking about? Is he talking about English? Is he talking about Georgian? Is he talking about Tagalog, or is he talking about Hindi? Is he talking about Haryanavi? What language is this he
No.
talking about?
Maybe it's
Language.
this language is
What language
uh,
is he talking about?
It could be anything. It could be like it's language about
emotion intelligence.
Finding the
talk,
common
in-
grounds.
reading each other.
Okay,
Interaction.
right.
Interaction.
Common ground is a very good thing. So what is that common ground that we all are striving to achieve? What is the common
Common ground
ground?
is our company's
Communications.
Okay, communication. Yes, but think about a bigger picture. What is the common thing that we all are working for?
our company's I don't know
To achieve the goals.
Very good.
Goals, yes.
The ethos of the
Goals of the company. And what is the goal of this company?
Goals
What is
of
the
the
goal of
company.
any company?
To
Very
be
good.
successful,
Claps.
generate money.
To be successful. Yorgi, very good point. So in order to be successful, what is the language that we should be speaking to each other? Not necessarily English, not necessarily Georgian. What is the language that we should be speaking? And it's not necessarily spoken. What is the language that do you think that it should be? Guerreros.
Language, maybe it is motivation of each other. Also,
Okay, very good.
Working together.
Pass. Everything passes. The language that we should be speaking to each other, or in order to make this particular company a success, or anybody or in any team has to make that team successful, is just one. It's success itself. It's the goal, like you said, the goal to make ourselves successful. And how do we do that? Do we do that by working in silos? Excuse me. Do we do that by working in silos, Praneeth? We do it, the training team sits here, the editing team sits here, Abid, Arshad sits here,
No.
Bipin sits there. So is that the goal? Is that how this whole structure would be successful? Arun?
only thing is communicate with each other.
Working, communication and working together.
Okay, very good. Communication and working together. Very good, Georgi. But
It should be a combined effort of all.
very good. It should be a very good, should be a combined effort of everything. But how will that happen if I don't know what I am? How will that happen if I don't know who Siddesh is? How will that happen if Praneeth does not know who Deep is? Do you think that is a possibility? Ridhima? You think that's a possibility?
Nope. I'll not
Unless
be
and
able
until
to
I
respect-
know somebody's role, I don't know. I'm not talking about designation. Guys, remember this. I am not talking about designation. I'm talking about contributors. I'm talking about each and every person's contribution. So everyone has to contribute. Abid should know what Sahil is contributing. Sahil should know what Lalit is contributing. Lalit should know what Deep is contributing. Deep should know what Ella is contributing. So everyone's contribution will make it a success. And more so importantly, that person who is understanding each and everybody's contribution should not question that contribution and should not doubt that contribution. Guys, understand one thing. Me knowing what somebody is good, is very good. But me respecting that person's contribution is even more bigger. So along with KRAs comes the behavioral attributes. your behavior, your perception, your emotional intelligence, all these comes under the paraphysiological part of a person. I may recognize that Owen is my boss, but if I don't respect Owen, or if I don't understand his contribution, I think I am at a failure. I am the person who's making a mistake. So understanding each other's contribution honestly and without any judgment is very, very important. That is what causes failures, and that causes what makes a team successful. Without any kind of miscommunication, without any kind of prejudice in your heart, that you understand each other's contribution. Dr. Belbin came up with 9 different roles that I told you about. So this is more so ever a very big the 9 categories. I know this particular session will not have enough time, so we'll continue discussing this session again later on, and probably our next week's SDP, because tomorrow during a train the trainer session I'm going to be continuing and completing my other session. Which was my other session, Grey Rose?
The IQ and the EQ.
Very good. So I'll be completing that tomorrow. So we'll continue with the rest of how much whatever we can cover up today in these 9 roles and understanding each other. I'll take questions, and I'll also give you an activity to go forward and do after this particular SDP is over. Right? Yes, no, maybe.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I need somebody to read the first one, the first category, the resource investigator. Can anybody read it?
Contribution, outgoing, enthusiastic, explores opportunities and develops contacts. Allowable weaknesses might be over optimistic and can lose interest once the internal enthusiasm is past.
So initial
enthusiasm is past.
I'm sorry, Praneeth, please accept my apologies. So in fact, before me starting this, I should have first categorized the 9 team roles. The first one is the resource investigator. The second one is the team worker. The third one is the coordinator. Then what is the fourth one? The plant. The evaluator, the monitor evaluator. Then there is a specialist. Then there is a shaper, there is an implementer, and there is a completer or a finisher. How many of you know about football?
I know.
There is a goalkeeper, there is a fullback, there is a midfielder, there is a center field, there is a left wing, there's a right wing. Correct?
Yep.
11 people segregated in these 7 roles.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
But that does not mean a goalkeeper cannot come and shoot a goal. There are instances where goalkeepers have hit a goal.
Yes.
Similarly with the backs, the defenders.
Yes. Yes.
If you are well versed with the term with the game of hockey, you know that when there is a short corner or the penalty corner, the person who is trained to shoot the penalty corners, usually the defender, who's got a who's very, very strong. They spend hours and hours and hours and days and years practicing their penalty shootout. Even in football, do you think Lionel Messi or Ronaldo have not practiced? They spend hours on the field to practice their penalties.
Yep.
Because when you're talking about people being equal, when you're talking about first amongst equals, usually the tiebreaker or something as a penalty shootout decides which is the better team. So each and every one of these 9 categories are individualistic but they have different roles. So that means Abid can be a monitor and evaluator, but he can also be a specialist. He can be a finisher. He can also be an implementer. Sahil can be a team worker. He can be a coordinator. He can be a shaper. Siddesh can have all the the factors in him. Ridhima can have practically all the nine in her. So you have to understand these contributor roles, these definitions, and understand what is the requirement of it. So today I'll try to complete this slide. Then we will discuss in depth. Just give me a minute. Let me go down to this particular. We have, and the next slide. This is a little bit more explanatory. For example, the coordinator is confident, he is mature, he motivates, he has a very good intellect, he's creative. But that does not mean that, like a plant, he will not be clever. He will be he may not be having creative solutions. He produces or he is unorthodox. So a coordinator can be a plant. A specialist can be a finisher.
Yeah.
One person may have all the 9 roles. See, Owen, for example. Owen ideally should be having all the roles that Belbin has talked about. From being the promoter, the person who started this company, to who's now going to implement or get this company to a particular level. So he's got to have all the team roles in him. But that does
Yeah.
not diminish any of Owen's attributes. Till some time back, I was part of the. I was also looking at production, but that did not diminish my role as the person who's taking care of training. See, a very good example is Bipin. Bipin, what is Bipin's role right now? Bipin is the head of quality, but that does
Yeah,
not
you
mean that he's
company.
not producing. He's not a trainer, or he's not into editing, or not into designing. He's in. He's got many facets into him. Ridhima is an expert in people management. Ridhima has more knowledge than anybody in this company in hiring. Am I correct, Ridhima, or am I wrong?
I mean, as per my knowledge,
So
yes.
everyone has to be a multiple coordinator or a multiple uh, contributor. Are you clear so far, everyone?
Yep.
Now I
Yes.
want you to
Yes.
all to do an exercise at this moment. Pick up a pen, pick up a paper, or pick up a sheet, open up a word pad or whatever you're working on, and write your individual contributions in your current role right now. I'm giving you 10 minutes. Okay. Think
Okay.
what you are contributing in your current role, and think deeply and write.
Okay.
Be honest. Understand, we all know each other very well. We are working together. We are working day in and day out. Siddesh, I don't think you. I leave it up to you. If you want to go ahead and write, if you want to
No,
be a
you
part of
guys.
this activity, go ahead. Otherwise,
Yeah, yeah. You guys, please carry on. Thank you.
you guys can carry on, please. And if you don't want to also do it, guys, I leave it up to you. Remember, there's no hard and fast rule in any of our activities. You want to go ahead, write it, good. If you don't want to write it, I'm okay with it. I won't question you. I will not judge you.
Mhm.
Take your time. You have 10 minutes.
If you need any help in between that, you please let us know.
Please.
We are there to guide you. Yeah.
think about your role. Now, I'll give you an example. Let me think about my role, and I'll work on my role, and I'll give you examples of what my role should be. If you want, I'll stop presenting, and then I'll start presenting. But then the recording will stop. Will the recording stop? Deep?
Yes.
No, no, it won't stop.
The recording will continue,
You
I
can
think.
stop
Only the
presenting. It will
presentation.
smooth.
Yeah. And what I'll do better is I'll share with you guys. Uh,
Quick series.
I'll share on Slack different roles. Where is the training channel? I've shared this particular slide with you all. Guys, just give me a minute. There is there's a saying in English, and I'm sure there is a similar saying in all the languages, that know yourself, know thyself. In Sanskrit, one of the primary languages in the world, it's called Tatsav, Tatsvadi, for to know yourself. And it's not, it's not a funny thing when people stand up and say, "What is this foolish concept?" I know who I am. I'm Abid Sayal. I'm Sahil Malik. I'm Georgi. I'm Praneeth. I know myself. What is this foolishness in this question? But if you look at it, or if you understand this particular question, to know yourself, you will understand that there is a whole, you will realize that there is a whole universe in it. Let me give you an example, or let me ask you a question. You may feel that you know who you are, but Georgi, can you tell me how many bones do you have in your body?
About 245. Above the 200. But newborns have more bones than the
Okay. Now
finished
let me ask
person.
you a more intricate question. How many liters of blood do you have in you?
About five or
Again,
six.
both the answers that Georgi gave is about. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a definitive answer.
Yeah. I can't be definitive answer because no one knows exactly how many
But it's
liter.
about you I'm talking about. Guerreros, how many hair, how many strands of hair do you have in your head?
I have no
I
idea.
hate you.
Sahil,
It is
how
more hard
many
question.
teeth do you have?
Brilliant is laughing like that.
It's funny,
I know how
but
many teeth
guys,
I have.
understand it's a same simple question. When I asked you a question about knowing yourself, I'm asking you personal questions.
Yes.
You should know about it. I
I
don't
would
know.
do.
I'm honest enough to say I don't know how many strands of hair do I have in my head.
No, I have actually 31.
And if we count, if
Right.
if there are less than 30, see,
I counted. I
see,
know how many teeth I have.
I still have
it's
one
the
wisdom.
basicness of things. It's the basicness of things. Our mothers contribute so much into our lives. I cannot tell that. And it's any lady for that matter, whoever is in charge of the upbringing or the maintenance of a house. We think that it's very easy for us. Lunch, every day we have lunch, we have dinner, we have breakfast. But the effort that goes behind it, picking an egg from the refrigerator, breaking it, putting in salt, whipping it, firing a pan, putting oil into it, cooking that egg, just a normal egg.
Yeah.
How much contribution, how much of effort goes into it? So when I ask this simple question, do you know yourself?
No, I
And the
think
response, if I get, yes, I know myself. Honestly, you do not know yourself.
yes. You're right.
Arun, how many fingers do you have in your hand?
10.
See? Another example. What did I say and what did he understand? How many
His
fingers
hand
did you
finger.
have do you have in your hand? What should have been his answer?
10.
Abid, left hand or right hand?
Right, right.
Nahi, Ridhima. No. Left
Ma'am,
hand or right hand?
Yeah, you said hand singular.
Five.
how many?
One hand.
How many?
Four.
In your hand. In your
And
hand.
Only one
hand.
hand. One hand.
Four.
There's
claps
no
to
hand.
you. Then comes the
Front side.
second question. Abid, are you also including my thumb in it? Fingers and thumb. Fingers, thumb. There's a saying in
गलत
Hindi.
शिक्षा
There's a
मिली हमें
saying in
स्कूल
Hindi.
में.
हाथ
Abi,
कंगन को
this,
आरसी
Abi,
किया, पढ़े लिखे
I
को
have one
फारसी किया.
question. This is not finger,
This is a thumb.
Thumb.
not finger.
What do you think?
I think all of them are fingers.
Yes,
Your
that's
mother
what
is
I
a
think
teacher.
also.
Your mother is
That's
a
what we
teacher.
have learned.
That's
Abid.
why
That we
I,
have learned in schools.
Mother finger.
Okay,
this
but
is
guys,
also finger.
understand that. See, it's very simple. Remember, the simple things in life define you. So I asked a question. Do you know yourself? You said yes. Abid, you're a silly man. You asking me if I don't know myself? Of course I know who I am. I'm Sahil Malik. I'm the man who has a six-pack, which was a six-pack, but now it's become a family pack. So I know who I am. But no, you don't know yourself.
It keeps on changing with time.
So if you don't know yourself, do you think you'll know what somebody else is? I may relate. I may relate, but I will not know what somebody else is. Praneeth and Georgi today are born fathers, fathers to newborns. So they may relate to each other. They may be staying awake till 4 o'clock in the morning, or they have to get up and change the diaper of the baby when their wives don't do it. So they can relate to each other. But Praneeth is Praneeth, Georgi is Georgi. Praneeth may know a little bit of Georgi. Georgi may know a little bit of Praneeth. But if Praneeth does not know, if I can't ask Praneeth this question, Praneeth, how many strands of hair do you have? Can I ask him this question? I'll be foolish. But I can ask him, Praneeth, how many strands of hair do you have on your beard? So I will be foolish if I ask him this question. But remember this, if we do not know ourselves and we expect and we claim to know what somebody else is. I'll give you a very small example. Lalit does not know anything. Lalit does not know anything. I know something better than Lalit. What do you know? Lalit is handling a team of 10 people. Have you handled a team of 10 people? No, I know better than Lalit. How can you claim that? No, we can't. You don't know yourself who you are, and you claim you know somebody else. We have to let that go. We have to let that go. Only then will we be able to be a successful team, a successful organization. Now, I have asked you to note down a little bit about yourselves. I'm not going to ask you for it. You have it written down. You be honest enough what you have written of what your contribution is in this particular team. Now pick up the chart that I sent you. I could have sent you a much more better one, but I found this to be a little bit more, alluring, something which was captivating. So pick up the chart that I have posted. Have you all seen it? Have you opened it up? It's in the training
Yes, yeah.
folder file in on Slack. So this activity, we have 10 minutes left, so I'm trying to wrap it up. We will have a continuation of the session next week, inshallah, and we'll talk more about it. If you don't like the session, if you feel that this particular topic is too dull, let me know so I can change my topic.
No,
But
it's
I
good.
felt that we required, this is a requirement, this is a very urgent requirement in our team.
Yeah, this
So
is a
that's the
very good
reason why I
topic.
prepared this.
This is a very good topic, actually. I can say that.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Radeem.
I want to understand more about the key.
Definitely. We will talk about it.
Yes.
We will definitely talk about it. We'll talk about in our next meet, we will talk about each contribution. Let me start sharing again. Uno momento, as they say in Spanish. There are more so, there are three major criterias: ideation, the think tank, the task tank, uh, the rollout guys, and the people guys. So we will talk more about this. Please don't get worried. And what you guys have to do is take each every point that you have written and try to find it, where does it fit in. So for example, if Sahil has written as his contribution that he is a, just give me a second, Ella is
मैं
asking
बता
a
ही दूं भाई,
question.
मैंने लिखा, मैं बता ही दूं क्या?
Wait, just give me a second, guys. Ella has, okay, I'll talk to her later. So sorry. So if Sahil has mentioned a trainer, a educator, so I'll search where it is in the key portrait in the for the implementer, discipline, reliance into practice, resist change. First, see the first categories: conservative, organizes, and is inflexible. See the resource investigator is enthusiastic, develops network, and loses interest quickly. The plant is clever, produces results or produces ideas, and is poor with detail. So, see where you fit in, and it's not necessary that you'll be only in one role or in one particular of the nine the contributor roles. You could be in many. Have you understood what I've tried to say,
Yes.
guys? You've understood, Praneeth?
Yes.
Grey
Yes.
Rose?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is something for yourself have to do. This is your evaluation. Yes, Siddhesh.
Yeah, so basically, the main funda is like, don't limit yourself. Don't just feel that I'm a trainer, so I will just give the training, or I'm from production, I'm just taking care of deliveries. Don't think in that direction, then it is not going to work. So think like, you are getting this opportunity, and there are a lot many things to do, and lot many things are waiting for you. So just you need to accept that challenge. So this is the kind of thing, I would like to share. That's it from my end.
Guys, this particular topic is a very difficult topic. It's
Yes.
something which not everybody can explain and not everybody can understand,
Yes.
because it is self-evaluation. It's you are evaluating yourself.
When I started writing down these points, it is too hard for me because I.
But
Uh,
Georgi, nobody knows yourself better than you.
yes,
I can't
but
say that
as
I know
myself
you,
is hard to write about myself.
but this is something that you should know what you are contributing. If you do not know what you are bringing to the table, don't expect us to know it. We can
Yes,
see
of
it,
course.
but
Yes.
you should know what you're bringing to the table. So if you know what you're bringing to the table, you know what you have got for lunch, you know whether you can share it with others or you want to eat it yourself, or if you don't want to eat it, who you can exchange it. So that was an example. Don't
Yes,
take that
understand.
literally.
I understand.
So you should know what your contribution is. If Ridhima does not know what her contribution is, believe me, she will never be successful. And what is she eating, by the way? When my daughter was in senior
भाई
KG,
मुझे भी 5 मिनट दो, लंच कर लूंगा, फिर नेक्स्ट मीटिंग चालू हो जाएगी.
this is being recorded, right? Guys, be careful. Be careful.
Attention, attention.
Attention.
Careful, guys. This is very careful. Be very, very careful. A wise man is hidden behind his tongue, is the saying. It's an old Arabic proverb. A wise man is hidden behind his tongue. And a fool is also hidden behind his tongue. You didn't understand, Georgi?
Hello, everyone.
No.
Testing.
A wise man is hidden behind his tongue. And even a fool is hidden behind his tongue.
Hidden behind is what? A tongue, is it?
Tongue.
Tongue.
T-O,
Tongue.
tongue.
What did you hear?
What did you hear? She's asking you a question, Praneeth.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Say
She
that.
asked you, what did you hear?
No, I heard tongue, tough, something like that. I
Okay.
thought he said, yeah. I was imagining what that would be.
Okay.
So, guys, this is your takeaway. This is your exercise. This is your evaluation. I'm not going to ask you for it. This is only for self-realization.
Yep.
Hi, Ella. How are you? Guys, say hi to
Hi.
Ella.
Hello, Ella.
I'm so sorry, I was the entire meeting late.
It doesn't
I
matter.
was in a call
We're
and then
wrapping up. Ella, the
you-
topic that I had chosen today was team role, understanding your team roles. And
Mhm.
I'll show it to you quickly. I gave them an exercise to do, and I asked them to evaluate themselves to what they feel that they contribute in their respective positions.
Hmm.
So I was talking about Belbin's team role, and we had a small discussion. I was talking to them about how they are understanding their contribution and how they perceive. If they understand their contribution, they will be able to understand others' contribution as well.
Mhm.
And they are how important is
Mhm.
it that they understand each other's contribution. I have recorded this with everybody. I'll share it with. And so, guys,
Where I have a simple. I'm sorry. I'm just maybe I'm asking dumb question here. So in order for you people here to understand your contribution, where you can go, just very straightforward to understand what is the role that you have.
We are all photo gurus.
Okay, that's right. And then, do you remember the exercise that we had recently with everybody have had the role description in the operational map and the job descriptions that you all had signed and received? And the exercise that we had in January with this is the role description, this is what I understand from it, this is what I agree with, this is what I think is missing.
very good point.
We all went to that exercise. And I think every time you have doubts, I put the link here. Every time you have doubts about your role, first go to that document, see if it's there. Maybe something will come into your mind. If you don't, then go to your direct supervisor and ask.
So that document is something that you all have gone through. You have read it, you have understood it,
Yes.
and you have contributed to it. This
And
is
you have
something which I can do more.
signed your job descriptions based on that.
And you have signed your job description.
And
So,
you
guys,
will be evaluated based on that.
and that is about your job description. What we are also discussing is you may not understand what other job descriptions are or what is, but you have to know what they are contributing.
Yeah, and you have there in that document, this is why it's not confidential. You can access everybody's job description and you can see how your role relates to the other colleague's role. Okay?
This is one of the most important aspect in an organization. Understanding your roles. Understanding, and more important than understanding your role, is understanding the different contributions that go in order to make a company successful. Because what will happen is ego will stop you. Ego will stop you. Ignorance will stop you. It will bring you down. You will not be able to contribute. You will not let others contribute. Any questions, guys? Our time is up. Anyone has any questions? Today we have talked about Belbin's role. I've told you that there are 9 roles. There are 9 different types of roles. I've asked you to put in what you, as an exercise, what you feel you contribute to that role.
Yep.
Ella has come and given you a very good example of what, if you get stuck, what you should be doing. But you have already made some pointers. You can revisit this. Once you see that what you have signed or what you have agreed or understood as what your role is, match that with what you have written right now. If you feel,
and now I see the picture that you shared in the training materials. Key coordinator. Okay.
so simultaneously understand your role. See where you fit in. We'll talk about the rest part of it, where we are going to be in our next SDP. We'll discuss more in depth. I don't need you guys to share your findings with me, your activities with me. You keep it to yourself, because it's you who have got to understand your role.
Another synonym for plant is furniture. We call it in Romania. How is these people contribute? They are like furniture. Them on the table, the same contribution. At least the plant gives you oxygen.
Ella, no one will choose the plant now that you have explained in your Romanian. Okay, fine.
So
again,
yeah, the plant gives you something, but the furniture is just, in your way all the time. Zero, silent.
But you have to think about all 360 degrees, Ridhima.
Yep, I know.
What about this? When you go to sell a plant, you may not get money, but if you go to sell a table, you may get a good amount. Sahil, you had a question. You raised your hand.
He wants to go, I guess.
No, it was about my JDL, so I didn't get any JD to sign up. So that's just a
You
reminder.
have
to
your
you.
JD. It's
You did
mentioned there.
You didn't?
No, it's there, but I didn't get any proper document to sign up.
Okay. Sahil, take it up in another
Okay,
place.
interesting. Where
We'll
is
talk about that later.
Abhinashad?
Yes.
Abhinashad.
Yeah, I get it done for everyone with Ella. So
Yeah.
we'll talk
You
about it.
started.
Don't worry, Sahil. I mean, this is the least of your problems that you don't have the document signed. The responsibilities are still there. They are not going anywhere.
Your contribution is required. Suddenly, Georgi has had a moment of truth. He has a light started at the back of his, on top of him. All of a sudden, that's nirvana for you. Okay, guys, any questions before we sign off for today?
No.
I will send you